tonight from Cameron Indoor. Two hot teams are ready to go toe-to-toe. Number 4 Duke has won 8 straight. Pittsburgh 5 in a row, and both have yet to lose inside the conference. You add to that, the head coaches, John Shire and Jeff Capel, both learned the feat of the legendary Coach K, and this is Coach K Court, ready for another sellout. Dave O'Brien and Corey Alexander with you. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. John Shire missed the last game as he had taken ill. Back in there on the sideline tonight against the Pitt Panthers. Corey, Duke is playing really, really well right now. Cooper Flagg, the gifted freshman, he's the driving force.
And he's also the ACC Rookie of the Week and Player of the Week. Swept the awards for the second time in his young career. You see his numbers, 17.5 points per game, 8.4 rebounds, 3.6 assists, but also leads the team in blocks and steals. Obi, I went to my Duke historian, Grant Hill, earlier today to see if anyone else has done that. We can't come up with someone that's been able to lead in all 5 major statistical categories to this point.
Freshman out of Newport, Maine, been putting on a show, preseason All-American. I think you can remove that preseason part of it right now. And we are set for the opening tip. Pitt coming in at 12-2. Duke is 12-2. Duke is the tallest team in the country. And we are set for an outstanding game, we think, tonight here from Cameron Indoor. Graham will give it up here. Cameron Corn is 6'10" in his own right. But the guard play for the Pitt Panthers is off the charts. Leggett. Shot clock down to 6. Duke's defense has been nothing short of suffocating all season long. And it will force the first miss tonight.
Well, and the goal for Duke's defense throughout this game is going to be to keep both Jalen Lowe and Ishmael Leggett out of the painted areas. We get a look at Duke's starting 5. Sion James, they've won the last 7 games with him at the point. And you see him dropping the dime to Malawach.
Malawach with a man finish. Averaging 8 points, 5 rebounds a game. And look at the Pitt starting lineup. We talk about those guards now. Leggett and Lowe, they combine for 35 points a game. But, Corey, they're also great rebounding guards.
Absolutely. You're considering one of the best rebounding guards in the league when you think about Ishmael Leggett. And then, of course, Jalen Lowe at the top of the charts when it comes to assist minutes.
Once again, Duke collapsing in that paint. On the wing, Proctor. Got it. From 3-point line. Start for the Duke Blue Devils.
Obi, can you tell that this is a big game? The Cameron Crazies, and not that they aren't always loud. However, there's some extra juice in the building here tonight, recognizing that an undefeated Panthers team who beat the Blue Devils on this floor last year pose a significant threat.
Guillermo Diaz-Graham will swish that one in from long range.
And he found the touch in the last game out against Stanford at home, knocked down a couple of threes in that one, and starting to play much more confident at that center position.
James, outstanding passer. Duke's been passing the ball exceptionally well. They're averaging 21 assists the last 3 games. And that one will be knocked down by James. On cue, the 6'6" grad. To make it 8-3.
Nothing better than knocking down a 3 right in front of the opposing team's bench as they're talking to you. Sion James having the opportunity just to turn around and have a little conversation back with the Pitt bench.
Just a little chit-chat. Duke coming in number 4, Pitt unranked, but they are knocking on the door of the top 25. Yesterday, they got the most votes of any team that did not get into the poll. Shot clock a factor. Down to 2. Nice shovel and the dunk by Corin.
And when you see Duke switching, Jalen Lowe is still going to try to attack Cooper Flagg, even in help position, unable to keep Lowe out of the painted area where he gets his first dime of the game.
Well, see why Cameron Corin's hitting a team high 68%. That's where his shots come from. Knipple giving it up, the corner shot, and around and out.
Malawach's only shooting 25% from beyond the 3-point arc, but is capable of making those shots.
Lowe with a one-hander off the iron, rebound tipped around. Malawach comes out of there with it. Knipple wants to push the tempo. He's averaging about 12 a game. Flagg's first one of the night off target. Pittsburgh's a good team. They were picked to finish number 5 in the now 18-team ACC. Duke, of course, number 1, and they've been playing like it. On the drive, Leggett. Rebound comes out high. Leggett only 30% beyond the three-point line. The guards do many things well. Hitting threes, not necessarily one of them. That is one tough shot. Pretty much everything has been so far for Pitt.
But give Malawat tremendous credit for doing a great job staying in front of Leggett and forcing that tough shot. Hard for his guard to do that, let alone a 7'2" guy.
James in tight, and that one knocked away. Opening minutes, and a good pace here. Duke on top, 8-5.
It's been a great pace early to start this one off. Pittsburgh has survived the early rush on the Blue Devils. However, we've got 40 minutes at hand here. Notorious D.O.B. We're back in action.
At times, Duke starts to put that hammer down early and run away. They were trending that way a couple of minutes ago. Then Pitt put up a stop sign.
They absolutely were. When you consider knocking down their first 2 3-point field goals and the momentum in their favor, especially in this building. However, there's no one that can prepare a team more so for the environment that they're going to see than the young man on the Pittsburgh sideline, Jeff Capel, who spent 4 years as a starter here under Coach K. I'm sure it's something he talked to his team about, was surviving and taking that first punch and responding.
Capel bottled up inside, got the shot up, but it clangs off the iron. Coach K actually sat with Jeff Capel in his practice earlier today, came downstairs from his office to see a guy play for him, coached for him as well. They're still very, very close. I think when he sees you, Capel's going to come up to you and give you a huge hug because you refer to him as that young man.
That's it, exactly. That's my little brother right there. So he's always going to be a young man to me, even though he's getting, wise in his years.
Low harassed on the scoop. That won't go. Straight on Capel. Got a good look. That won't drop. Freshman's had some outstanding games at 18 points, 5 assists against Georgia Tech, 8 assists against Kansas. He can really dish it. Coach K in the house as well. Corin gave it up, tapped out, and they'll keep it on this end.
There's the legend in the building, and he doesn't come to a lot of games. However, when he's got one of his former players on the opposing sideline or a coach, oftentimes he will show up and making an appearance here this evening to make sure he gets a chance to see Jeff Capel, who spent 7 years not only playing the 4 years for him, but spent 7 years beside him as an assistant coach.
Ball flip to Duke. Here's Flag. Good look, and swishes in a triple.
He's been shooting the basketball extremely well, OB. That was the one thing that so many people questioned about Cooper Flag. How well does he shoot the basketball? How well does he score? Shooting over 50% from 3. Coming into this one over his last 4 games. Perfect 2 for 2 against SMU on Saturday.
So Duke already 4 made baskets on 4 assists, and that's been how their offense has been clicking for several games now. Really dishing it well, and a big time block, and also a whistle on the play with 14:19 to go as James got up there, but back to Flag.
It's a name that you will hear so much, you've already heard so much about, but you see him doing it on both ends of the floor, offensively knocking down the 3, then coming over, denying the opportunity from Cam Corin, and now Corin picks up the frustration foul after getting his shot blocked, but Cooper averaging 1.5 blocks per game, which is leading this Duke team. Once again, he leads in all 5 major statistical categories. Not sure we've seen that at this Duke at this level.
Austin flicking that one out of play. Duke will retain possession. The defense has just been incredible for Duke, allowing only 59 points a game. Ken Pom has him as the #1 defense in the country. Mike Young, the Virginia Tech head coach, says the best defense he's seen in his 6 years in the league. That's how good Duke is playing right now on the defensive side. Austin from the corner, in and out. Pitt has missed their last 6 shots. Poked away to midcourt, a scramble for that. And now a good job stepping in by Austin. Austin to the baseline, got airborne to draw the foul.
One thing for certain, The Panthers are not going to back down, and we've mentioned the fact that they won here last year. You've got a number of guys that took part in that. You consider the point guard, Jalen Lowe, Ishmael Leggett, Zach Austin, the backcourt for this Panther team. They understand what it takes to come in here and get a win because they've done it before, and looking to solidify that they are one of the best teams in the ACC by coming in here and trying to knock off the Blue Devils.
Up and in by Austin. And tomorrow night on ESPN2, really good men's basketball doubleheader beginning at 7. Number 23 Ole Miss in Fayetteville squaring off against Arkansas. And Hunter Dickinson and number 11 Kansas will take on Arizona State at Allen Fieldhouse. 11-7 Duke and the ball. Pitt was down 16 in the first half in their last game. They roared back to beat Cal. The swing and Evans off target. Rebound knocked away. Still big battle for that in the paint. It came free. And the whistle here with 13:26 to go in the half. And a reach and a foul on that play. Foul will go on Sion James. The grad out of Sugar Hill, Georgia. He will pick up the personal. Caleb Foster in as well. Pitt coming to Cameron with the same record as Duke. Also unbeaten in the early going in the ACC, having won 5 straight. Pitt has not faced the schedule that Duke has. Few have actually. Straight on. Pretty good look there by Leggett, but a foul. Great to have you with us tonight. Real pleasure to be inside Cameron Indoor. Another sellout anticipated here. Dave O'Brien and Corey Alexander. And 2 teams that are considered right now, obviously Duke, the only team that is ranked in the conference inside the AP top 25. But Pitt is knocking on that door to get in the top 25.
Pitt is absolutely a team that could represent the ACC in the NCAA tournament, but also can challenge these Blue Devils for the ACC championship. They are that good, if not the best backcourt in the league, one of the best backcourts in the league when you consider not only Lowe and Leggett, but getting Damian Dunn back in this game now on the floor, who's another double-figure score for them that they've missed over the past month.
Dunn, who's been out for 7 games going back to November 24, had a thumb injury. He also had an ankle injury. The thumb injury required surgery. This is about the earliest he was going to get back into the fray. He's working on restricted minutes tonight. And another foul. That'll go against Cooper Flagg. That's number 2 on Flagg.
And now Cooper Flagg picking up that second foul. Still 12:30 remaining in this first half. John Shire going to have to take Cooper out of this one, and we'll see how the Blue Devils respond. They've stalled on the offensive end of the floor, still sitting on 11 points right now. So it's been a little bit more of a struggle for the Blue Devils, and give Pitt a lot of credit for getting the job done defensively.
Leggett to put it in at 21 against Stanford. Lowe can be very explosive. 27 against Cal, had 28 against Ohio State, inside for 2.
And one of the things that Chris Carrawell doing the scout today, he told this Blue Devil group, Jalen Lowe is going to get into the paint. We don't want him to, but it's going to happen. And he is relentless, attacking, getting downhill, putting so much pressure on this Duke defense.
So tip of the cap to the Pitt defense. Duke has gone 1 for their last 10 shooting it. Up top, Brown, the Syracuse transfer. Evans, the youngster. He was harassed, couldn't get that lay-in to go. On the run, the Pitt Panthers want to push the tempo. Austin knocked away from him. Knipple, good look. Around and out. He could have asked for much more than that.
No, Knipple's got a number of good looks, unable to knock them down early in this game, and now Duke still continues to struggle on the offensive end of the floor. Opportunity for Pitt to tie or even take a lead with the 3 here. 11:20 remaining.
Malowitz getting ready to check back in for the Duke Blue Devils. Jumper on the way by Austin. Yes. And he can be really good beyond that 3-point line. He's at 45% on that arc.
Shooting the basketball extremely well. Now back into the starting lineup He was coming off the bench before Dunn was injured, but now finding himself in position to where he may be able to hang on to that starting spot, playing so well.
So far, it's been about Pitt weathering the storm on a couple of occasions early. Eric Cameron out of reach and foul. Guillermo Diaz-Graham, the 7-footer, will pick up the personal. Cooper Flagg in foul trouble right now, but his career off to a great start at Duke.
Obi, in today's game, the most important position, especially in positionless basketball, is a playmaker. A playmaker is made up of a number of different factors. Someone that can facilitate, of course, a guy that can go out and get you a bucket, and one that also makes plays on the other end of the floor defensively. Cooper Flagg has all three of those characteristics, which makes him not only a playmaker, but maybe the best playmaker in college basketball. 3
20-point games in ACC play. And a historical note on him, the first 17-year-old in NCAA history with multiple 20-point double-doubles.
Recently turning 18 on December 21st, so was able to come up with 3 of those double-doubles, those 20 and 10 double-doubles before his 18th birthday.
Diaz-Graham will pick up his second foul, as mentioned, 2 for Cooper Flagg. So both of those guys in some early trouble. Lee Cassell, Brian O'Connell, Pat Driscoll, our fine officiating crew here tonight at Cameron. Gillis on the wing. Up top for Proctor. Round the back, nifty move, slicing inside. Can't convert. Rebound pops to the corner for the Pitt Panthers.
We talked about Pitt surviving that first punch by the Blue Devils, and now it's really been the momentum in favor of the Panthers, even though both these teams scoring much lower than their normal rate. Pitt would prefer to have it at their pace.
7-0 run at the moment for Pitt, and they're going to throw that one away. Very few turnovers in the early going. Just 2 now for Pitt. Duke with only 1.
But both these teams, even though they're very good offensive teams, hang their hat on the defensive end of the floor. And when you talk to both these coaches, of course, who learned from the same gentleman how important defense is, they did it on the court playing for Coach K and also coaching alongside him. They have gotten their message across to their respective teams.
Blue Devils with 8 straight wins, including a December win here at Cameron against number 2 Auburn. Getting inside for the flush. Malawach, all by himself, knows exactly what to do with it. He has 4 early points.
The 5th youngest player in Division I basketball. Of course, Cooper Flagg, the 2nd youngest. So you've got 2 of the top 5 youngest players, and they're getting better and better each and every time out, OB.
Malawach, by the way, with a 9-8 standing reach. Almost touches the rim in a standing position. Shot clock again down to 3. On the drive and the spin, Cummings, and a whistle.
But we talked
big-time bailout.
And we talked about how good this Pitt backcourt is as we get an opportunity on the other end to see Malawach with great hands and then the ability to be able to finish, avoiding Jalen Lowe. But part of the reason why this Pitt backcourt is so good, you've got this young man, Brandon Cummings, who comes off the bench. Now, his one game he started, made 5 threes, scored 15 points against Cal at home. But he gets a bucket coming off the bench, understands his role, and goes to work immediately when he comes in. A very good individual player, one-on-one as we saw in the last possession, but also can play off the basketball, away from it, catch and shoot.
Tyrese Proctor fouled him to put him at the line. He makes 76% out of Midland, Pennsylvania. Had a 30-point game against Eastern Kentucky, so he can explode. So it's Pitt by 1. Malawach giving up the dribble. Caleb Foster. Shot clock inside 10 now for Duke. Shot clock down to 4. Gillis on the move, slams on the brakes and converts.
What a luxury it is to have a young man that played in the national championship game a year ago, transfer in to come off the bench and give you that veteran experience with so many young players on this Duke roster.
He's a guy who can shoot the ball very well beyond that 3 three-point line. He's been scuffling this year at 28%. He gets rolling, though. He can be something else.
Obi, look at how the Duke defenders are in the gap, but it still doesn't matter. Jalen Lowe is that good. Even when you're in gaps, he finds the seam to be able to get to the painted area, picking up another foul. As you see Lowe going in, and of course, no one's going to like that call in this building, but you see two hands in the back from Knipple. John Shire not happy about it, but the two hands in the back is going to be an automatic call. Lee Cassell right on top of it.
So the 6'7" freshman Knipple. A little bit of a grin there from Coach K. He wouldn't have been doing that on this side.
No, he would not.
After that play. Like it got bottled up, and they throw it away. Again, that crunching D for the Blue Devils. 3 turnovers for the Pitt Panthers.
Defensively, both these teams are absolutely on a string. There's never movement without one of their help defenders moving to the basketball. Part of the reasons why they both do a great job forcing turnovers, even though this has been a relatively clean game. Pitt giving one away on that possession.
James slanting inside and knocked away. Big time block there by Corey. And hit. Well, Gillis with 5. And he's come off the bench to give the Blue Devils a nice lift.
And that's the thing. Cooper Flagg gets 2 fouls. Where do you go? You go find one of your veterans on the bench that can come in and give you a lift. It's been Mason Gillis already here this evening.
Jalen Lowe trying to get going. 17 points a game. The backcourt has been sensational. He's going to be on the line and a turnover for Pitt. So 18-14 Duke.
Mason Gillis coming off the bench. Already got a layup. Now knocks down the 3 ball to extend the lead to 4 for Duke here on their home floor, taking on the undefeated Pitt.
Corey, Pitt, as we go back to last year, they've had success in this building.
They absolutely have. Blake Henson had a huge performance. 7 of 7 from beyond the 3-point arc. Celebrated to the greatest extent after this game when you consider that Duke went to Pitt a week prior and blew them out on a Tuesday night up there. Blake Henson got his revenge, of course, stood on the table, much to the chagrin of the Cameron Crazies. But Jalen Lowe, 17 points, 6 assists, 0 turnovers in that game, his first here at Cameron Indoor Stadium.
And Jeff Capel, year number 7 for the Pitt Panthers. The Duke alum, he felt that his team was really snubbed by the NCAA selection committee last year. Well, you want to make sure you get in, come to Duke and win a game, right? In January, Knipple off the iron. Oh, knocked away, but count that basket. That'll be goaltending.
And Kamen Malach has been a big-time factor in this one. We've seen him with a number of finishes up front. Now up to 6 points for him. But he has been the guy that has really helped stabilize Duke on the offensive end of the floor. Not shooting the basketball well, only 8 of 22 from the field, but 4 of 10 from beyond the 3-point arc.
Malach from South Sudan did not start playing basketball until he was 13. But by last year, he was representing his native South Sudan in the Paris Olympics. Tipped up 2 times. Rebound hauled in by James. Remember, Flagg on the bench with 2 fouls. Knipple, long range, got it. He buries a 3.
You can't continue to allow him to have those looks. Missed his first 2. Got great looks, but knocks down the 3rd one to extend the lead to 9 for Duke here on their home floor.
10-0 run.
Are you having any fun? What you getting out of living? Who cares for what you've got if you're not having any fun? Are you having any laughs? Are you getting any loving? If other people do, why can't you have a little fun? And have a little fun.
Well, Duke with their biggest lead here in the first half, 23-14. Knipple with a great look, absolutely buries that one. Coach K in the house. And, of course, one of his pupils. They both loved it. different ways of expressing it at the moment.
One loved it a little more than the other. Got to be tough for Coach K to sit over there. I mean, especially when you've got Jeff on the other side. It's one thing, you know, for him to come to a game and it's all Duke.
Yeah.
But Jeff is one of his own. Actually, at one point, actually went across to the Cameron Crazies, who was getting on Jeff Capel a few years back, and told them, cut it out, he's one of ours.
Actually said those words, he's one of us. Not tonight, though, right? Up high, here's Diaz. Graham will knock that one down from three-point land.
Yeah, that's Jorge, the older of the twins, who has been shooting the basketball well as of late. Also,
yeah, he's 12 out of 20 from three-point territory. Knipple trying to go over the top, and a foul inside the lane against the Pitt Panthers here. Exactly 6 minutes to go before the break. Number 2 South Carolina highlighting our next ESPN2 featured women's basketball matchup. They take on Texas A&M Thursday at 5 from Colonial Life Arena in Columbia. The Gamecocks have won 5 in a row, 12 out of 13 from the Aggies.
Tina Paopao spent time with her this summer at the Nike Academy, and she is an elite shooter. One of the things that Dawn Staley needed after losing to Caitlin Clark in the Final Four 2 years ago, went and got Paopao, and now in her second year looking to repeat as a national champion in South Carolina.
Very confident shooter.
Yes.
As well. Cooper Flagg back in with the 2 fouls for Duke. And the Blue Devils to put it in at the baseline. Knipple on the drive. Lost his balance and gave it away. Duke with a rare turnover here in the first half. Jalen Lowe, the sophomore, who has a Duke connection.
Absolutely does. His godfather is the first ever point guard to be drafted #1 in the NBA as Knipple gets a look. Knocks down his second.
And Duke opens it up 26-17.
But Jalen Lowe's godfather, the first ever point guard to be drafted #1 overall in the NBA, happens to be John Lucas, a Durham native. And so Coach Lucas was going to make his way up to this game, but the weather did not permit that to happen. But Coach Lucas also has a son on the Duke bench, Jay Lucas, so who's the god brother of Jalen Lowe. So some connection here between the two.
Leggett with a basket on the other end to close it to 26-19. Flagg looking for some movement. Proctor thought about it. The drive and kick. Knipple. Yes, another triple. He has 9.
You've heard it before, OB. It only takes a spark to start a fire. I believe the fire is going right now. Knipple knocking down 3 consecutive three-point field goals to push the lead out to 10 for the Blue Devils.
Great basketball family. His mom and dad both play college basketball. They combined for about 4,000 points. Slithering in, Corin gets a bucket.
Oh, so his scoring, I mean, that's hereditary. When you think about it that way, he might be the least of the scorers with that bunch. You're talking about parents combining for $4 grand. That's a lot of points.
1,000 points between the two of them. Proctor drives and swatted away. Jorge Diaz-Graham with the block. 3:49 to go here in the first half for Cameron Indoor.
Knipple may not be the best scorer in his family, but so far he's been the best scorer in this game. Back-to-back-to-back three-point field goals for Knipple as he's allowed the Blue Devils to push ahead here as Jay Lucas loves watching what he's seeing.
See you at the half.
Kev, thank you guys. Look forward to that. Duke with the inbounds and a quick whistle. I love Tom Crean. He goes, he's open, and that's got to be fixed.
That's got to be fixed.
That's a coach talking to you. You got to fix that.
Absolutely. And the other coach talking about trusting Cooper Flagg. John Shire has called Cooper a savant. He understands how intelligent of a basketball player he is, wise beyond his years. And so he's going to trust Cooper to go out there and, of course, knowing his role and his importance to this team, to make sure he does everything he can to stay away from that third foul. However, Cooper is so aggressive, especially on the defensive end of the floor. Oftentimes his instincts are going to put him in position. So I'm not sure we'll see Cooper play the remainder of this first half. If I'm Coach Shire, I may want to try to, get him in and out of there at times.
Malik Brown making 1 of 2, done with the foul. And Pitt with the basketball. Less than 4 minutes to go in the first half. The students are here in force at Cameron Indoor. Classes don't begin until tomorrow, but the kids are here tonight. They wouldn't miss this for anything.
Not at all, especially after the Panthers won here a season ago and coming in with an undefeated record in ACC play. This is a huge game on so many different levels, especially for Pitt, because there are not a lot of quality wins available for you in the ACC this season. Take advantage of them when you can.
Good defense there by Corin, popping in. Nugs that free. Austin going airborne. He's traveling with it.
Not great spacing on the break on that possession right there. Both guys on the same side, not bouncing the floor. Ends up being a turnover on the fast break.
Now, you know the work our man Dickie V does with that great heart of his and his gala coming up in May. For tickets, go to that address right now. That is one lovely looking car.
Ooh,
a raffle for that.
Dickie V switched it up. It used to be a Mercedes. He went to the drop BMW this year.
Lovely.
Okay.
Over the top. On the run, here comes Leggett. Leggett into the paint. Done on the drive. Took a little bit of a hit there. Shot will be around and out. Corin can't find the range. And it's Duke by 9. Racing to the rim, but off his fingertips as they went for the alley-oop.
Great rotation by Zach Austin to be able to get over there and disrupt that. And now if you're Cam Corin, you've got to go right through Cooper Flagg's body, understanding he's got those 2 fouls. Don't let him off the hook, fading away from the rim.
And a cross court. Got a wide open shooter, but can't drain it. And a whistle and a foul. Proctor couldn't hit it from long range. And a foul will go against Duke. Malawach with the personal, and it's 1-and-1 time.
Zion James coming in the Auburn game, starting at the point guard position, transferring in from Tulane. OB, I spent time with him at the CP3 camp earlier, and the CP3 camp was combined with the Jason Tatum elite camp. So I'm thinking this is a small forward coming in. 6'6", 220-pound point guard. And so, but he has really been a breath of fresh air to the starting lineup for the Blue Devils. And not that Caleb Foster was playing bad, but he gives them a different dimension from the experience standpoint, also on the defensive end of the floor.
Point guard who at Tulane averaged 34 minutes a game for 4 years, scored over 1,000 points, hauled in 500 rebounds.
And that leadership of his is very integral when you think about the young team. You're already starting 3 freshmen with this group.
Gillis a little too strong. And a whistle here, a late whistle here to go against the Duke Blue Devils.
And that's going to be the second on Malawach. So that late whistle results in Malawach having to come sit down, as Malik Brown will check in immediately for him. And it was a foul. The problem was about when it was called. It was once Leggett went down that the whistle blew, and of course right in front of the Cameron Crazies. That's never going to be a popular call here at Cameron Indoor.
But you're like 1,000, 2 1,000. When is that coming?
Back-to-back missed free throws on 1-and-1 opportunities for the Panthers, and points have been hard to come by. It's a team that averages 84 points a game. OB right now, they're a quarter of the way to their season average.
You talked about the Duke defense, how suffocating it's been. A turnover here forced by Pitt, however. Sloppy play by Lowe down the lane. Somehow got it free to Leggett. His pass in, the stop by Corin.
And that's the way you finish. If you're Cameron Corin, that's the way you go to the basket. Nothing soft around the rim. Finish like that every opportunity, and give your team a chance to be successful here on the road.
1:13 to go before the break. 30-23 Duke. with a big stuff moments ago, but this is not how they drew this up, Corey.
Well, you know, Obi, oftentimes it's about the result, not how you get there. Jalen Lowe stumbling down the floor, Ishmael Leggett falling out of bounds, but finds Cameron Corn, who goes up and finishes strong to make it a 7-point game. 1:13 remaining here. And now Duke has turned it over more than the Panthers. So Duke, they're just reaching stretch. A number of turnovers that have cost them. However, they still hold on to a 7-point lead.
Approaching 1 minute remaining here in the first half. Bounce speed flag with a left hand, yes.
You often hear the screener is the guy that's going to get open. Cooper Flagg setting 2 screens on that, and then the nice quick roll to the rim. Malik Brown finding him for the easy one.
Flagg has spent a lot of his first half on the bench. Foul difficulty has 5 points. Leggett looking to spin and fall away, and that won't drop. 34 seconds to go.
That's the point of emphasis of Duke's defense. Make you have to take a tough contested 2-point shot. If you make that, great. Tap you on the back and say great job, but oftentimes it ends up being an opportunity for Duke to go down and score on the other end.
Brown gives away the dribble. Gonna pull off the fake. Flagg with shot clock down to 2. Got to get one in the air. And connect with 1, and the shot clock draws the foul. Hit on the lower body as he tried to wriggle free for a better looking shot. 8.7 before halftime.
And immediately getting Cooper Flagg out of the game after Knippel shoots these free throws, but Cooper once again recognizing the shot clock going down, getting the basketball in the hands of Knippel, allowing him to be able to try to make a play late in the shot clock, gets to the free throw line. And you should have seen how quickly Chris Carrawell jumped up. I didn't know CC still had it in him. Of course, ACC Player of the Year, was a great player, but was moving quickly up to John Shire, letting him know, hey, Cooper with 2 fouls, let's get him out on a defensive possession.
Chris Carrawell, the associate head coach, got the W in their last game.
Got his first win. Congratulated him earlier today. He got his first win as a head coach with the Blue Devils.
Shire was out sick, and John Shire said, I love my staff.
Yes, and how much trust he has in his staff. He knew he did not have to worry about them being successful at SMU.
On the drive, Leggett. And a whistle with 1.9 to go.
And Con Knippel coming over there. Now, that's an area of concern for the Blue Devils. Cameron Corn going to the offensive glass, coming up with that second chance opportunity. As you see Leggett unable to finish. But as Corn comes in, Knippel gets in the way, stops the putback, but still picks up the foul, sending Corn to the free throw line.
His second foul. Corn 66% at the line. It's had some really nice games.
But 1.9 seconds, John Shire going to take the opportunity to get Cooper Flagg back on the floor for offensive possession.
They're risking him picking up his third, but 1.9 seconds.
Yeah, most likely he'll be the inbounder on this, trying to throw the ball full court to someone. We might say that he could very well be the best passer on this Blue Devil team, so why not get him in the game?
Made the second.
Oh, no, he's not going to be the inbounder.
34-24. Chance for a heave. It's tipped. That one flung to the other end off the backboard by Diaz-Graham. Pitt's lowest scoring first half of the season as Duke puts the hammer down defensively, 24 points.
Give the Blue Devils tremendous credit for getting the job done defensively, but that's their calling card, so no surprise here at home.
Duke up by 10. We check in now with Kevin Connors, Seth Greenberg, and Tom Green in the studio. We are getting set for the second half. The guards for Pitt have really been shut down. Leggett and Lowe, only 4 points between them. Meanwhile, the defense for Duke has been absolutely outstanding again, holding Pitt to a season low for the first half. Dave O'Brien and Corey Alexander with you. Now, Cooper Flagg only played 12 minutes in the first half, 5 points, couple of fouls. Their best player. Look how good they are, even though he wasn't in there very much.
Yeah, this is a very good Duke team. It's not just about what they do on the offensive end of the floor. It's about what they do defensively. Pitt comes in leading the ACC at 49.5% from the field, 30.8 in the first half. So give Duke's defense a tremendous amount of credit, and they did that without Cooper Flagg for the majority of that first half.
So when you're here at Cameron Indoor, you and I have done so many games here. It's what happens in the first 5 minutes of the second half where they bury opponents. They did it, you know, decade after decade under Coach K.
And you know who's been here even more games than you and I? Jeff Capel. He knows that extremely well, and I'm sure that's something he's talked to his team about at halftime, stressing the importance of this first 4 minutes of this second half and staying within striking distance of the Blue Devils.
So Duke opens up with the basketball in the second 20 on their home floor. 12 baskets on 10 assists for Duke. Flagg gets a touch and knocks it down, and a quick start for him in the second 20. But he has 7.
When you get 2 fouls in the first half, it lessens your aggressiveness. You see Cooper Flagg coming out on the first possession. He's going to be ultra aggressive here in this second half now that he can play free.
Pull up, won't drop by low. Guards really have to get going if Pitt's going to have a shot. Flagg running the floor, can't convert. He goes down on all fours. An opportunity here for the Panthers to push it. Leggett slicing in and a miss.
But look at that, OB. Knippel in great position to come away with that rebound. Cooper Flagg jumps over his teammate to go get it. And you got to understand, like, as a player, when you had to miss so much time in the first half, especially having to sit and watch with those 2 fouls, you're only thinking about what you're going to do when you get back on the floor.
Trying to operate. So many skills. Knippel can't connect. One and done on that possession for Duke. Leggett jumping in the paint, and Flagg got in there and deflected it on the other end quickly. He recovered fast.
There are rebounders, and then there are guys that go get it, OB. This is a guy that goes to get it. Knippel is in perfect position for a rebound. However, Cooper goes to get it. A true rebounder goes and gets the basketball at its highest point, and that's one of the reasons why he's averaging over 8 rebounds per game.
There's 5 so far in this one. Jalen Lowe averaging 17 points. Can he begin to shoot it? Look at Duke's defense is just outstanding on the perimeter, but a slam there by Cornice. He got free inside.
That's the one area of concern, offensive rebounding. The second time that Cam Cornice been able to get in there and come away with the offensive board, and that time is able to put it back for the slam.
He has 9 points so far to lead the Pitt Panthers, who are 3-0 in the ACC. Duke 4-0. Started to heat up late in the second half. He'll spin into the paint and draw the foul. And he'll be heading to the line.
Duke doing the job defensively. Tyrese Proctor bites on the pump fake, but then gets back in position to contest the Zach Austin 3, but no one there to keep Cam Corn off the glass. Comes up with his second offensive rebound and put back.
Low foul number 2. Knippel, a 96% foul shooter. He had missed only 1 this season before that one. He was 24 for 25. I waited until after he took the shot.
You did the right thing, OB. You didn't even put that out there. No one can blame you for that.
Yeah, give him 12 points. He's had a solid game. Came in averaging 12.
I mean, one of the things that Duke has really done, they've slowed down Pittsburgh. Pitt's a team that likes to play fast. They've got the fastest point guard in the ACC in Jalen Lowe, but they normally get up and down the floor quickly. Been unable to do that. Duke has set their defense very well, and now forces another turnover, trying to get into the painted area. Oh!
Well, they're going to change their mind on this.
and I love watching college basketball players look at the coaches and as if there's a challenge. There's no challenge in college basketball. And now they just showed the replay.
Yeah, that only made it worse. I think they got it right the first time, actually. There's a foul. They're going to get flagged here. And that'll be number 3 if it's on him. And indeed, that's the case.
But look what the missed call results in. That was a turnover. That basketball should have gone to Duke. As you watch Ismail Leggett go, no one else touches the basketball. That should have been going the other direction. And what ends up being the result of that is Cooper Flagg picking up his 3rd foul on the underneath out of bounds play.
Quite a turnaround there. right the first time. And picked off. Flag on the attack. With a slam! And a foul! Oh, my! How about that one? Cooper Flag airborne for the slam. Yikes. James is amazed. Everybody was. Diaz Graham with the foul. And now it's up to 40-26. Cooper Flag with a sensational slam. That's a big-time punch to the solar plexus. We'll see if the Pitt Panthers react appropriately. Leggett wants to get in close, and he finishes that.
The Panthers are going to continue to try to attack, get downhill, get into the painted area. Ishmael Leggett, Jalen Lowe, they live in the paint. Haven't had a lot of success getting to the rim, but Leggett able to get one to go on the last possession.
Flag, can he top what he just did a moment ago? Into the line, slam! This time a two-hander! Holy cow! Well, when he went to New York at the age of 16 and started doing stuff like that on a legendary court, everybody was amazed. Now he's doing it in Division I college basketball. Long range, and that one off the front of the iron. Rebound ripped down by James.
And at this point, Cooper Flag is a guy that plays the right way. He's not going to go heat check, but it is absolutely heat check time for two and white.
James will draw the foul as he is knocked to the deck with 16:07 to go. I mean, Cooper Flag's already had some moments in this freshman year, but he's had a couple in the second half that I think topped them.
Absolutely. When you consider going off the bounce, recognizing the mismatch going to be difficult for Guillermo Diaz Graham to guard him on the perimeter. And then as he, I'm sure we're going to see that later on SportsCenter. Top 10 highlight.
More than once. James to the paint, swatted away. Corrin with the stop. Dunn from 19 will swish it in. They can get heated up. He started their first 6 games, got injured, but he's hitting 53% of his three-pointers. He can be a real turnaround guy.
And he's playing on a minutes restriction right now, of course, coming back to his home state. So a big game for him to be able to come here and play at Cameron Indoor and wanting to make sure he has the best showing he possibly can.
James slicing in, denied. Duke will get a second chance over the top. And a whistle. 15:27 to go. Duke on top by 12, 42-30. And a closer look at the making of a star in Cooper Flag when we come back. In New York City, this is Cooper Flag, now only 16 years old, on this court where legends are made.
And OB, you know the saying in New York City, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. That's the basketball world. That's what the Rucker Park is. If you can get it done in the Rucker, you can get it done anywhere. 60 points for Cooper Flag at the Rucker. However, I'm not sure that can match the 2 highlights that we've seen from Cooper here in this second half alone. As you look back at the numbers from his historic day at the Slam Summer Classic, Volume 6. A couple of seasons ago, of course, you saw all the stars, Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey in the mix there, but Cooper was the star of stars that night, and he has been that the same here in the second half.
Dr. J. Lou Alcindor before he became Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Look at the list of guys who have put on legendary performances on that court.
And of course, my guy Pee Wee Kirkland, who's not on the list, but has legendary tales from getting the job done at the Rucker.
You're fighting for Pee Wee. Flag, by the way, 7 of Duke's 8 points in the second half before that one. And Duke opens up a 43-30 lead.
This is Ralph Flag checking it out. And, of course, Cooper's grandfather, Dan Bowman, over there checking it out. Kelly, his mom, unable to be here. because she's with his twin brother Ace at his game at Greensboro Day today. So dad and granddad coming here checking out the show.
Been a show too here in the second half. For Cooper Flagg was real quiet in the first half, sitting on that bench with the fouls. Shot clock down to 7 here, and tipped down to 8 and tipped with 15:05 to go here in the second half. And again, Pitt has not tasted a loss in ACC play. Low with a pull-up. Drains it.
That's the guy that's going to have to get going for Pitt to have some success. He had a big game here a season ago, 17.6 assists, 0 turnovers. And he's been able to put up big numbers throughout this season. Had 27 and 8 against Cal a couple of games ago. They need him to be aggressive to have success here on the road.
You're right. If it's going to happen for Pitt, and they're going to come back, their guards are going to lead a Knippel down the lane. Nice adjustment to lay it in.
Great job by Knippel, recognizing the defender, trailing him on the screen, so knowing he would have a route to the basket.
So first 5 minutes, 11 points, 4 out of 9, forcing 4 turnovers. So they came out roaring defensively. Leggett, shot clock at 8. Steps back beyond the 3 and can't hit it. And a reach and a foul that'll be committed by Jalen Lowe, the 6'3" sophomore from Texas. And for him, number 3. So he's in some trouble with 14 minutes to go.
Yeah, we talked about the importance of Cooper Flagg for the Duke Blue Devils. However, that pales in comparison to how important it is to have Jalen Lowe on the floor for Pitt. He is the engine, especially on the offensive end for them.
Flagg leaning in. Follows his own miss, and down it goes.
But those are the characteristics. You're talking about the second jump right there. Cooper knows that the first shot's not going in. He is already in the air attempting the second jump before anyone else can even leave the floor.
Well, he suddenly has 14 points and 6 of 10 shooting. And he can't save it. The lunge by Lowe, but he couldn't keep it in, so that'll be turned over to Duke.
And now the 5th forced turnover by the Blue Devils here in the second half. Pitt starting to fall apart a little bit, losing their composure, now down 14, and continue to give the basketball away, something that Jeff Capel's team can ill afford here on the road.
You made the point. They are a good offensive team. They came in averaging 84 points a game, hitting about 50% collectively as a team. Real good shooting team, but they had not run into Duke yet. Flagg will flip it. James.
We've got an issue. Zach Austin looking.
Yes, as Knippel made a shot. Austin writhing in pain in the backcourt.
Oh, man, you hate to see that. Young man who's had so much success this year for Pittsburgh. Such an important part. Guarding Flagg, and you see that right shoulder.
He's senior and coming back home to North Carolina. He's from Winston-Salem. That's a strange play. I mean, to get injured on that. And reaching for that shoulder, and he is remaining down on his back. Zach Austin, the 6'7" senior. And good to see him getting back up. And we'll see if he can continue.
Even better to see him moving that right arm a little bit. But OB, I can tell you right now, I am involved in so many text chain arguments regarding Cooper Flagg. I am a believer. And I have a lot of people who may not be, and I ask one simple question to them after watching this game. Are you not entertained? This young man has put on an absolute show here in the second half, and we knew he was going to come out aggressive.
Yeah,
the first possession goes to him. He knocks down the mid-range jumper, and he has been all gas, no brakes ever since here in the second half.
I'm trying to understand what the counter argument would be.
Oh, believe me, there's so much out there. He's not a scorer. He's not an elite athlete. I can tell you what he is. He is a great, not good, a great basketball player.
Well, Pitt needs a counter. They need a hot hand right now. And it might start right there on a jumper by Dunn. We talked about how good he can be beyond that three-point line. Give him 5 points.
And we talked about him back home playing his first game in over a month in his home state. So, of course, wants to have a strong showing here. And now with Zach Austin going down, we'll get much more of an opportunity.
Flag on the double. Nice pass. And that'll be finished by James. But a terrific pass by Flag, too.
To say a strong finish by Sion James would kind of be redundant, counterproductive, because everything he does is strong, but goes right through the chest of Diaz Graham, who has a 5-inch advantage over him in the paint.
Duke looking pretty comfortable right now. Approaching the 12-minute mark here in the second half. Dunn again. Can't finish that one. Rebound tapped in, controlled by Pitt, and slapped out of play by Malik Brown.
Damian Dunn relocating, showing off that soft shooting touch. You mentioned how well he shot the basketball from 3, and then on the other end, we talked about Cooper Flagg's ability to find his teammates. A simple cut after being double teamed by Sion James, getting into the open spot and finishing in the painted area.
Flag leading Duke in scoring, rebounding, assists, steals, and block shots.
What else is there?
Not too darn much. And that's for the season. And before the shot and the block, a shove and a foul.
Now, who knows if he maintains that? Of course, Kaman Malawash could possibly catch him in block shots. There are a number of guys, Sion James with steals. There are a number of guys kind of on his heels, but right now he's leading in all 5 major statistical categories. Obi, I reached out to Grant Hill earlier today and I asked him, did you do this your senior year? And he said, no, Cherokee was hating on me with the rebounds and the blocks.
Flag comes away with a loose ball. Spinning in that lane, spinning to the other side and draws a foul. And we'll take the timeout, under 12. Duke on top, 52-36. Second half has been the Cooper Flag show. Kip, thank you very much. And Duke at the line here, leading 52-36.
I wonder if KC was over there singing his best DJ Khaled songs before he came over there. Another one.
I think best is a relative term, right?
That's it. That's it. OB knows. The notorious D.O.B. knows his DJ Khaled. We the best.
Flag 1 of 2. And 15 points. And Duke on top, 53-36, in a real danger zone for Pitt.
It is. And look at Sion James picking up 94 feet, understanding still the importance of his team playing well in this moment, not letting their foot off the gas at all.
Leggett's had a tough night, came in averaging 18. Pass got there, but a foul stops the clock. The guys back in the studio talking about the Southeastern Conference and what a bear trap every game is. You and I have Alabama and Texas A&M coming up on Saturday.
It's going to be fun getting into the SEC, which has had an historic non-conference slate. Something we yet to see in college basketball. This week, 6 of the top 10 teams in the country in the SEC. However, we got a pretty good one here.
Lowe skipping in the lane, got the pass free to Leggett, can't cash in. And a foul here against Pitt. They're going to get done going in too strong. And he'll pick up his 3rd. And we will march to the other end to shoot.
And this is where Cooper Flag has really been starting to come on at the free throw line. Was 8 of 8 from the line against SMU on Saturday. So to go along with his abilities to start making 3-point field goals, now he's becoming much more of a scorer. And of course, all great scorers get to the free throw line and take advantage of those opportunities.
He's 79%. Duke as a team 75%. Pitt makes 78% and a miss.
Is that my fault? Did I do that?
No, I don't think that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're off the hook as far as I'm concerned, because you have nothing to do with it. That's
Thank
why.
you. Our producer, Kim Belton, is not letting me off the hook, but I appreciate you doing so.
In close. Gets another basket, give him 7. But Pitt needs a long run. And
they need Jalen Lowe. They need Ishmael Leggett. They need production from this elite backcourt that they have that has not been able to get on track here against this stingy Duke defense.
James working at 6'6", lazy. He's strong.
He's super strong in the painted area. But more importantly, you can't go down there and trap him because he's got shooters all around him on the perimeter. So therefore, you're fearful of going in and sending another body because he sprays it out to the other guys.
Lowe will knock that one down, and a timeout. So Jeff Capel wants to take one here and assess. With Duke on top 55-41. Another sellout here at Cameron Indoor. Flag earlier tonight with one of the dunks of the year over Diaz Graham. That's over a 7-footer. Look at the reactions here.
The reaction was great, but Obi, I have a question. When you consider the fact that twins often feel each other's pain, do you think Jorge felt the pain of Guillermo being on the wrong side of that poster as we get a chance to see both guys sitting and talking to each other?
I'm not even related, and I felt their pain.
Yes.
Wow, that was...
The problem is he's going to see it so much longer. That's going to be on every highlight reel, every commercial moving forward for the remainder of this season.
Tune in again on SportsCenter Top 10 if you want to see that.
You can wait for one.
That's right. Pitt comes away with a loose ball, down 55-41. Evans open, airmailed that one. The rebound, however, up and in by Corrin.
And Corrin's had a productive evening here. It's been his third offensive rebound and putback. But again, Brandon Cummings with a very good look. A breakdown defensively by Duke. Caleb Foster left a very good shooter wide open. But Cummings unable to get it to go. And of course, for the Panthers, they're going to have to start knocking down some of those looks if they're going to try to get back into this one.
James from the corner and sinks it from three-point land.
Helping off of the ball side corner is a mistake. Regardless of what level you're playing at, Cooper Flagg going downhill, and that was easy pickings to find Sion James in the corner. Forgive me, Sion.
Cummings looking to make a move at the top of the key. Here's Dunn, wanted to take a triple. At the foul line denied. D has been outstanding. A long jumper and nailed it. A shot clock violation.
But that's Duke's calling card. You can see how connected this team is defensively. Building that wall in the painted area, but more importantly, when the pass goes out, not conceding a wide open look. Sion James getting out, contesting the shot at the end of the shot clock.
So Duke by 15, coming up on 8.5 to go. Flagg looking for a cutter and thrown away off the fingertips. Cummings going to try it. He flips it up and in. That's a nice move for two.
Nice play by Cummings right there, recognizing Cooper Flagg is going to attempt to block the shot. He tries to go after everything. Cummings more than willing to challenge Flagg and go with the reverse layup.
Cummings, talented freshman, averaging 8 points a game for the Pitt Panthers. Flagg again. Lost it. On a run, Cummings. Going in strong over Evans and laid it.
It's 11 OB just like that. Now the Panthers taking Duke turnover, turning them into points on the other end of the floor. That's 4 straight points. John Shire wants to talk about it. 7:49. This game is far from over. Duke getting sloppy here down the stretch. And Pitt taking advantage of it. Brandon Cummings with the beautiful left-hand reverse to get it closer.
KenPom has Duke's defense #1 in the country.
They are a connected group, OB. You see when there's an open lane, multiple white jerseys coming over to build that wall to make sure they take away any easy opportunities. But the defensive possession doesn't end once they stop it. Initially, they take away the drive, and then all of a sudden, once you dribble to Coffin Corner, there are 2 Blue Devils there forcing the turnover. And this is what makes Duke successful. They've turned it over a bit here over the last couple of possessions, leading to a 4-0 run for the Panthers, allowing them to make this an 11-point game. We'll see where Duke goes here on the offensive end of the floor to try to settle things down.
Yeah, a couple of cracks lately, and they're going to turn over again. Duke's lead was 17. It's now down to 11. NBA Wednesday coming your way with a countdown at 6:30. Thunder and Cavaliers at 7. Spurs and Bucks at 9:30 on ESPN.
Big game. You've got the best in the West with the OKC Thunder, the best in the league. The Cleveland Cavaliers 31-4. Big time matchup tomorrow night in the NBA.
Like it's trying to continue to cut in and the block. Malawach got up there high. Pitt got back quickly to recover, and this this is going the other way. Knipple could not convert. And no foul. Still plenty of time left.
Yeah, Malawacz has been switching on guards all day and doing the job defensively. He's taken on the challenge of having to keep Ish Leggett as well as Jalen Lowe out of the painted area, and he's won that matchup more often than not throughout this game.
With a quick step, airborne, no. Rebound tap back to him. And a kick out. He's coming. He's got a good open look. Couldn't hit it.
Pitts had their opportunities, OB. A basket there would have gotten this into single digits where they haven't seen that in quite some time throughout this game.
Tyrese Proctor. He can hit a triple. Left alone. He's going to be in the paint to shoot it. And it's in and out. And a foul on the floor. Malawacz takes the hit. 7'2" freshman.
Malawacz has been a difference maker in this game, OB.
Yes.
7 points for him, only 3 or 4 from the field, but 7 rebounds. Now that's his second offensive rebound. But he's got blocks, and he's been a presence in the painted area that the Panthers have had to think about just as a lob threat alone. Anytime he rolls to the rim, you've got to take him away, which means you're going to open up for someone else on the perimeter.
Austin with the foul. Malawacz to the line. 75%. Does he remind you of anybody in particular in terms of his development right now?
He reminds me of Joel Embiid. I remember watching Joel Embiid at Kansas this one year and was playing alongside a #1 pick and Andrew Wiggins. And so when you look at a guy like Malawacz, he could follow a very similar path as what we've seen from Joel Embiid. He's going to continue to improve on his offensive game, but what he does naturally, running the floor, rim running, blocking shots, protecting the paint, and his ability to switch out defensively, this young man could be a star in his own right.
They had 15 and 8 against Georgia Tech. A few more like that, and performances like tonight. And look out. Looking to penetrate and throws that one away. And with a turnover and down 13, they've kicked it over 11 times.
And another opportunity for the Panthers squandered away. And when they've had that momentum building off of turning Duke over, they were able to get it going on the offensive end, the back-to-back buckets heading into the timeout, but haven't been able to capitalize on the offensive end since.
Flag thinking about a triple. Underneath, had it knocked away, but the slam is up and in. Malawacz with another basket, give him 11.
But OB, you mentioned his 9'8" standing reach. Well, he didn't have to jump very high to put that one back.
And that gigantic wingspan, he's put to great use here tonight on several occasions defensively. Crazy's in full throat here tonight, and a shove as flag gets hit. He'll be fouled by Jalen Lowe, number 4.
OB, we've had some signature moments in this building throughout, of course, since it was came into inception in 1940. You go back and you look at it. The Zion 360 against Clemson. Now the Cooper flag takeoff from the 3rd hash mark against Pittsburgh will hang in lore with Zion's dunk.
Yes.
People will remember that play for many, many years to come when they think about their visit here to Cameron Indoor Stadium.
I think they are going to remember this one tonight, too. I think you're right. Diaz Graham right in his face. He committed a foul on that play, too. So that wound up a 3-point play. Spectacular, to say the least. And Duke opening it up here 64-47. And they have slowly been adding on. It was a bit of a run a few minutes ago by Pitt, but that has disappeared. Leggins had an excellent season, 18 points a game. It's just been rough sledding for him here tonight. Gorham with a misfire. And here come the Blue Devils again with 5 minutes before the end. Flag will take his time. Proctor up to set a screen. Back out for Proctor, and he's going to turn it over.
I'm not sure about that one, because Proctor got rid of the basketball, and Cooper Flag actually went to pick it up. So does he come down? He doesn't come down, and Cooper. So that's a pass. Pat Driscoll may be thinking that Proctor landed before he got rid of the basketball.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think in the end it was an ugly looking pass.
Yes, it wasn't pretty. Very awkward.
So Duke up 64-47. Sion James, who's had a really solid game, had 8 assists in their victory over SMU. He can dish it too. Flag looking to work. Yes, tough to stop that.
Just a slight flex, even though Coop's not the strongest guy. Strong move for him right there. Still thin, only 18 years old, a fresh 18, but still playing strong in the paint.
Low flings that one out. Back over to the Blue Devils it goes. 3:50 to play. And it's been a terrific second half here for Duke. They're up 10 at the break, and now leading at 66-47. Cooper Flag and company. Big second half. Kev, sounds warm, sounds toasty, unlike the rest of the country, including right here in Durham. Temperatures in the 20s today.
Yeah, it made that walk from the car a little more difficult getting down to Cameron Indoor Stadium.
We need to toughen up a little bit, but I mean, it's all of 100 yards. But yeah, I know what you mean. 66-47. Duke in complete command here in this one. Second half has been all Blue Devils. And Pitt unable to make a long sustained run to really climb back in the game.
But Pitt will look back to where they had it at 11 and multiple opportunities to get to single digits. Turnovers cost them and unable to get it going, and Duke was then able to stretch this lead out.
Ball is rolling. And Flag just lost the handle on that one. Low off to the races. Goes to the left hand. Great defense by James as he rolls up to deflect it.
The benefits of having a 6'6" point guard. You mentioned earlier, Duke, the tallest team in the country. And they use that size, that length, to deter opportunities to get deflections and to get the job done on the defensive end of the floor.
Proctor got it from three-point land.
Obi, they worked on that in shoot-around today, and that was perfect execution. You know they're going to trap Cooper Flag coming off the screen and roll. He just drops an easy pass in the middle to James, who becomes the playmaker in the middle of the painted area, finding Proctor for the three ball.
With a bounce here for Dunn, and Dunn can't hit it. Flag with the rebound. If Pitt was going to come in here to Cameron Indoor and grab a win, their guards were going to have tremendous performances. Duke has shut off Leggett and Lowe.
They really have. Duke has flexed their muscle in the defensive end of the floor, showing just how good they are on that end and how they can be a special team moving forward.
James, shot clock inside 5. Left it short. Knipple.
He did. No, he didn't.
Yeah. That went over the top of the backboard. It's an illegal shot.
We watched Larry Bird do that back in the day. It was legal back then.
That's right. Would not have counted. 2:09 to go.
That's a horse shot right there. That's one you always go to playing horse.
You're looking at me and saying you always go. I never went there. You went there all the time. I know you beat people all the time on that.
The key is to continue to look at the center of the rim, regardless of whether there's a backboard in the way or not. Get the arc over top of the backboard.
I wish someone had told me that when I was 13. Under 2. Dunn getting back into the swing of things. That's good news for the Pitt Panthers. They've been missing for 7 games with a couple of injuries. He's going to be a big factor for them. Flag pulling down another rebound, and it's all Duke. He has 10 rebounds.
But Duke has stayed in the gaps. They have not allowed the Leggett, the Jalen Rowe drives to the rim where they have been able to be successful all season long. Duke has done a great job of keeping them out of the painted area and not allowing them to be successful.
Drive and up and in as Proctor swoops in. That's a 13-0 run. Showed you Cooper Flagg with another double-double, 19 and 10. And another impressive performance by Duke. They're on quite a run. Dunn will fire it up and miss. And under a minute. So Duke will win their 9th consecutive game. They are firing on all cylinders right now.
And most impressive, they were able to build a double-digit lead going into the half with Cooper Flagg in foul trouble. So it was everyone else that stepped it up until Cooper took over here in the second half.
Going around the back, draws 3. Here's Proctor open. He knocks in a 3-pointer.
Now Proctor got hit. It's going to be interesting to see. They're going to go over and look at this. Proctor got hit on the 3. They're going to say, as Lee Cassell, Pat Driscoll, and Brian O'Connell are going to go over and look at this. Watch as he shoots the basketball. Dunn comes out and taps him. And it was a light tap, but it all is about where did the tap happen.
And you have said all you need to say on that one. No question. Orange Bowl at Hard Rock in Miami. And on Friday, it's Ohio State squaring off against Texas in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Both games kicking off at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific.
And Obi, I know you're a history guy. We have history in the making. You've got 2 black coaches squaring off when you consider Penn State and Notre Dame, which guarantees there will be a black coach coaching in the national championship game for the first time ever. I know you're a history guy.
I love that.
And you see the quote, of course, from James Franklin at the end of the day. Does this create opportunities for more guys to get in front of athletic directors? I believe it does. And, of course, these 2 guys at the forefront of it, leading their teams to the Final Four of the college football playoff.
Absolutely has to. 74-47 Duke. And again, the officials now conferring. Cassell, O'Connell, and Driscoll. Duke, by the way, with all 5 starters in double figures.
So here's the concern. I don't believe that they can go back and assess a foul on the play. So I think all they can do is give a flagrant foul. And so, or maybe a technical foul. So I believe it has to happen. Otherwise, you set a precedence for allowing that to be able to happen moving forward.
Yeah, right now, Lee Cassell with Shire and Capel explaining what they plan to do with 30.6 seconds left. Dunn racing by, and after the 3-pointer was made.
And they're going to go flagrant 2. I believe Dunn has been ejected.
Blue number 1 has been assessed a flagrant 2 foul and has been ejected.
And again, it wasn't heavy contact, but I understand and can appreciate the officials doing that, because otherwise, if you don't take these measures now, what happens when the next game? Because you let players think, okay, it's okay for you to do that. And again, the official was shielded from it, so you couldn't see it during live action.
Well, I think they handled it effectively. As you look at the flagrant 2 out of the rule book, I think it's very clear it was deliberate.
Well, when you look at any contact to the groin area that's not incidental, I believe that's why it was called a flagrant 2. Not sure where it hit Tyrese Proctor, however, it was close enough in the area to where it was enough to be able to the flagrant 2 ejection.
And I thought the crew handled that appropriately. And Duke with the basketball in the final seconds. They are celebrating here at Cameron Indoor in front of their 533rd consecutive sellout. Kids are back in the classroom tomorrow, but they were here in force tonight, as you knew they would, with the Pitt Panthers in town. Pittsburgh having won here last year. So Duke exacting revenge in this ACC encounter. Duke is now 5-0 in ACC play. Very impressive. Still .2 on the clock. Still time showing on the clock. And they'll dribble away the final .6, and now we've got a final score as Duke wins it 76-47. They win this one going away tonight. So Duke now 13-2, and the Pitt Panthers drop to 12-3. For my partner Corey Alexander and our entire crew, thanks for joining us tonight. That's the play of the night.